How are we doing, guys? Always to be, and welcome to another Transfer and News Daily episode. I've got the clap back in there, guys. If I do it on every single video, it loses its effect. So I'm going to keep you guessing, guys. I'm going to keep you guessing when I'm going to do it and when I'm not going to do it. It gets a lot of love in the comments. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure even why I started doing it. I think it was the first time I started filming in the new studio. But anyway, guys, it gets love in the comments. I will use it, and some weeks I won't use it. You know, you have to guess I'm going to use it or not use it. But anyway, guys, let's get on with this. Apologies for the picture quality. I did look to get this sorted overnight. Unfortunately, I've had no luck. I'm having a bit of issue with my camera, if you can see here, which I usually use to film. I'm having an issue with the audio. It's just not picking up audio at all. I apologise for that, guys, but hopefully the main thing is on this is the audio. The picture isn't great, but as long as you can hear me, that is the main thing. And it's a bit of a blessing if you don't get to see me as well properly. So, guys, let's get on with the first bit of news of the day. It's been quite a quiet day. I'm a little bit later uploading this because I've had to do quite a bit of research into finding rumours because there's less kind of going on at the minute by the looks of things. You've gone a bit quiet, but not to worry. Here's the first rumour of the day. So Emiliano Buendia, 25 million price tag. So, guys, a bit of an unpopular opinion possibly, but I don't see, personally, with Emiliano Buendia, a £25 million player at the minute. Yeah, I don't see a £25 million player. I know he's in the stats world, he's the second most chances created in the Premier League, etc., but he scored one goal last season. He scored one goal last season, ultimately. I know Norwich fans massively rate Buendia. I do massively rate him, but I'm looking at something for 25 million. I want someone who's going to transform the attack and score goals, create, take on players, and run in behind. I want a player like that. I want a Watkins, I want a Benrahma, Jonathan David, someone like that who's going to score goals. Buendia isn't really a goal threat to me. He's a fantastic player, the potential heir to Pablo's throne, as I mentioned yesterday, as Joe's mentioned as well. But I don't see a goal scorer in him yet. I don't see a player at Pablo's level yet. You know, I don't see a player at Pablo's level yet. But at the end of the day, we would get the best out of him. But I'm looking at him thinking, £25 million for someone who isn't scoring goals, that seems a big risk to me. That seems a big risk to me. Let me know in the comments, guys. But I'm not seeing a £25 million player there at this minute in time. But look, if you bring him in, it's a fantastic signing. But is it good value? Is it good value for money? You know, in terms of John Kevin Augustin, 18 million we just spent. Well, hopefully we can still get out of that one. But you've just got to look at the value as well, because look, you need to potentially bring in two centre backs if we can't sign Ben White. So we've got to be careful on things like that for me. That's one I'm not so keen on at that price tag. If it was maybe 10 million less, 15 million, yeah, I'd probably be looking at that as a long-term Pablo replacement. For me, 25 million seems heavy, and I'd be surprised if a Championship player goes for 25 million. You know, he's got 1 goal, 7 assists. He's not particularly, he's not a wonder kid anymore. You know, he's about near the same age as me, I think 23, 24. So, you know, I'm not exactly seeing someone who's got a potential higher than the ceiling kind of thing. You know, and I'm not exactly seeing that. Maybe I'm being a bit salty here, but I'm not sure on that one, guys. Let us know in the comments. Good player, not worth that money though for me. And I can't see him, even if he doesn't go to us, I can't see him going to anywhere for 25 million, to be honest. I think that's just Norwich trying to be a little bit cheeky there, guys. But let us know in the comments if I'm being a little bit harsh there. Next rumour as well. Again, Ghent. You know, a lot of our transfer businesses seems to be related, or transfer rumours seem to be related on Ghent. But this is Milad Mohammadi. Mohammadi, I think it is. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. But yeah, it's a left back from Ghent. Played in the World Cup for Iran. Very, very, very famous on Twitter. For you might remember, guys, he decided to do a somersault when taking a throw. Just YouTube it. Milan Mohammadi throw. Just YouTube it, guys. It is absolutely hilarious. It's in the last minute of a World Cup group game. He decides to try and do a somersault just to throw the ball. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, to be fair. But yeah, to be fair, massively rated. There's done a bit of research on him. Massively rated by many of the pundits in Belgium. So he's been one of the outstanding defenders in the league. Seems to be good going forward. Good on the ball. Good passer of the ball. It seems like a younger Barry Douglas, but probably with more defensive abilities and more athleticism. So yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name exactly, but this looks like a good one to me. This looks like a good one. It's interesting with targeting left backs. I think me and Joe have mentioned many times Stuart Dallas, Barry Douglas, Alioski, Leif Davis. We've got a lot of left back cover. But I guess this is one where you're looking at and thinking this might be an extra step up in quality, potentially. You know, and that's something that could be key. You know, I think he's got the athleticism of an Alioski, quality of a Douglas, and hopefully, you know, he doesn't find the step up to the Premier League too much, but who knows, guys? It's just interest for this time being. 6.3 million, I think, very specific, is the price tag mentioned. But yeah, I think if he's highly rated, he's playing in World Cups, then it's one to look at. But again, it's difficult to give a solid opinion myself on the player because I've not seen a lot of him. There's only so much YouTube research you can do on the left back. I think it's a lot easier to do YouTube research on forwards, etc., goalkeepers, etc. But left backs and defenders, it can be very misleading. It can be very misleading sometimes when you watch those, both good and bad. But anyway, guys, that is another rumour from Leeds Live, and also from Leeds Live. Again, another forward from Belgium as well, Emmanuel Dennis. And now Emmanuel Dennis is someone who's had a lot of interest from Inter Milan and Sheffield United, have been mentioned in the past, as recently as June for Sheffield United. So Emmanuel Dennis, he looks like a very, very all-round forward to an extent. He can play out wide, he can play up front. And yeah, he's got a decent goal return. Still young, but I think this is more one he signed for the potential side of things at 22 years old. He's not really fully established himself in European football, but highly rated player. Again, one I've done a quick bit of research on. Looks very similar in style to Jonathan David. Runs in behind, can play out wide, can play in the middle, etc., and scores goals. And a very good striker of the ball, and a lot of pace as well. A lot of athleticism and pace, which probably suits his team well. And I look at players like that, Jonathan David, Dennis, as more suited players to this Leeds team in terms of what we need right now. I think Buendia, as much as I love him in terms of technical quality, I think he drops too deep and wants the ball to feet all the time. We've got people like Pablo, Click, Bamford doing that. You need more runners in behind for me. So Dennis is probably one I look at, as well as David. I think it's probably going to be cheaper, potentially, certainly in terms of the case of Dennis. But David's probably a non-starter, as we just got said on there before. It actually says in the Leeds Live article that Lille are expected to win the race for the Canadians. So yeah, there wasn't any real surprise about that, guys. Me and Joe have pretty much alluded to that this week. And also another mention for Ollie Watkins. Apparently, a couple of media outlets are saying that Watkins depends entirely on Brentford's result in the playoff final. If they lose the game, he's probably going to leave. If they win the game, it's going to be very, very difficult to get him from Brentford, because Brentford will have power then financially, like ourselves. Probably not to the same extent as ourselves, but they can't be bullied by other Premier League clubs if they are a Premier League club themselves. So, yeah, an interesting one on Watkins. Again, Sheffield United have been linked a lot with Watkins. A lot of Premier League clubs have been linked to Watkins because he's a quality player. And he's a quality player which we probably need. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit there, guys. But yeah, in terms of solid links on the first team, that is pretty much what we're at the minute. It's been quite a quiet day so far. But in terms of the academy, another link from Wigan. Sean McGurk. So again, it's been, I think it was Alan Nixon, a couple of different people have mentioned Sean McGurk over the last couple of weeks in that lot. And Focus on Leeds has done a fantastic thread on him, like he did with Joe Gelhardt. Absolutely fantastic content from Focus on Leeds. Thomas Wilson, top fella. Recently was on Talking Shut as well. This week, I think it was actually. But yeah, fantastic piece by Tom from Focus on Leeds on Sean McGurk. What I will say is, though, before you guys start saying Thomas spreaded the rumour, he didn't spread the rumour as such, or find the rumour. He's just merely commenting on Sean McGurk and the qualities it brings. So if this one doesn't come off, please don't go to Focus on Leeds and say you created the rumour, because that is not, the rumour hasn't come from Focus on Leeds. It's just a thread on Sean McGurk's quality. I'm just highly recommending that you read that thread, guys. So anyway, on to Sean McGurk. Because I don't really know where the link came from, to be honest. I don't really know where the link came from. So I did a quick Google on that one, Sean McGurk, and I just couldn't find the news outlets mentioning it. But anyway, nevertheless, he's a player linked with Leeds. I don't know where I'm going with that one, guys. But yeah, winger / number 10. So yeah, again, at 17, realistically, he's probably not going to go into the first team, but he's back up in the academy team. It's competition for Matthijs Bogus. Competition for Joe Gelhardt. So hopefully he's a player we do get. Anyway, yeah, hopefully he's a player we do get. And yeah, he does seem very promising from what I've seen. Again, admittedly, limited to YouTube clips, as I am over a lot of these transfer rumours, but that is one we've been linked with. Sean McGurk as a partner to Joe Gelhardt in the academy. And hopefully we can continue to build the academy like we have been doing for the last 2 or 3 years under Carlos Corberán. Again, Let's keep moving. Let's keep developing it. Let's keep adding players in, more quality. And Sean McGurk has been linked with Tottenham and other clubs as well. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much it for the terms of transfer rumours. But just a little bit of news from the Yorkshire Evening Post. Again, don't shoot the messenger here, but Leeds United stopper Kiko Casilla says he has a clear conscience following FA racism ban. Guys, I'm not going to offer any kind of opinion on there. I'm just going to merely point out that this has been said in the last couple of days. You know, it's not right for me to comment on this because at the end of the day, it's not my place to do it. But what I'll say is there's absolutely no place for racism at Leeds United Football Club. And I can't comment on any further, guys. That's all I'm going to say. You know, I'm not going to, because there's no point in me commenting any further. I'm just going to make the point. There's no place for racism at this football club. And if the Leeds United board, etc., don't believe him, then we simply have to get rid of Kiko Casilla. For me, anyway, we need to get rid of Kiko Casilla. You know, I think on the purely on the pitch basis, he just doesn't seem at it to me. He doesn't seem at it. You know, even before his ban, he doesn't seem at it. And it's just one we have to move on from. For me, I think we have to move on from. I think for all parties, you have to move on. You know, because at the end of the day, I think just even on and off the pitch, for me, we have to move on from that. Let us know in the comments below, guys. I don't want to comment too much on that because you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I don't want to comment too much on that, guys, but I just thought it's Leeds United news, it's relevant, and I'm going to bring it in there, guys. So, last bit of news of the day. We've mentioned it quite a bit over the last couple of days, but LUFC Lewis got into the top two of the charts, as well as being top of the pop charts for 35 hours. We had LUFC Lewis, Paul Wilson, and Ginger Jays on the channel yesterday. Absolutely fantastic stream. Make sure you check that out, guys. Discussing music and Leeds United. How can you get better than that? Music and Leeds United got to the top two. Still got a chance of getting into number one. And yeah, go on, let's help him out, guys. Let's help him out. Let's get Lewis and Paul Wilson and the whole team behind the video into number one. So guys, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Not much news, but Buendia 25 million, Dennis and Mohammadi links to the club, Sean McGurk links to the academy, Kiko, obviously Kiko news, and LUFC Lewis. That's all we've got for you today, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I've been Oscar Marriott, and we'll see you later, guys. See you later.